Ladies and gentlemen, in the intricate dance of existence, there is a particular rhythm that some have mastered, a flow that transforms ordinary lives into extraordinary ones. And today I wish to share with you the essence of that rhythm, distilled into 4 guiding principles. These are not commandments etched in stone, but gentle nudges, like whispers from the universe, urging you toward a life of clarity, purpose, and grace. Rule 1, be in harmony with yourself.in, the ebb and flow of life. There exists a profound yet often overlooked truth, the foundation of all wisdom, strength, and clarity lies in being in harmony with oneself. To live in harmony is not merely to accept who you are, but to understand and embrace your essence with gentle compassion. It is the art of aligning your inner world with the outer, creating a state of equilibrium where your thoughts, feelings, and actions flow together effortlessly, like a river finding its path to the sea. To be in harmony with yourself requires a departure from the incessant noise of the world, a noise that tells you to conform, to please, to achieve endlessly. The world demands a version of you that often bears little resemblance to your true self, and it becomes easy to lose your way in the labyrinth of expectations. But the truly wise understand that the journey inward is the most critical pilgrimage one can undertake. They recognize that self-awareness is not indulgence, but necessity. Harmony begins with listening not just to the words and needs of others, but to the whispers of your own heart. There is a voice within you, one that is often drowned out by the cacophony of daily life, yet it is there, waiting patiently to be heard. This voice speaks in quiet moments, urging you toward what feels right and away from what feels wrong. It is intuition, a compass guiding you toward choices that honor your soul. To ignore it is to drift aimlessly, to heed it is to chart a course toward authenticity. Being in harmony with yourself also means honoring your emotions, even the difficult ones. There is no need to deny sadness, frustration, or fear. They are as much a part of you as joy and love. To suppress them is to create discord within, like a note out of tune in a symphony. Instead, acknowledge them as visitors, here to teach you something about yourself. By embracing your emotions without judgment, you allow them to move through you, leaving behind clarity and peace. Self-compassion is the cornerstone of this harmony. How often do we berate ourselves for not being enough, not smart enough, strong enough, successful enough? And yet, would you speak to a dear friend with such harshness? To be in harmony is to offer yourself the same kindness you would give to someone you love. It is to forgive yourself for past mistakes, to celebrate your progress, and to understand that imperfection is not a flaw, but a facet of your humanity. Equally, harmony calls for balance not only in your external commitments, but in your relationship with yourself. The modern world idolizes productivity and achievement, urging you to do more, be more, accomplish more. But a life lived in perpetual motion is a life without reflection. In the stillness of rest, you reconnect with your essence, like a tree that grows stronger in the quiet of winter. Rest is not a weakness, it is a replenishment of your strength, a sacred pause that allows you to give to the world from a place of fullness. Finally, being in harmony with yourself involves courage, the courage to live truthfully, even when it feels inconvenient or frightening. It is easy to wear masks, to bend to the will of others, or to hide parts of yourself that feel unworthy of love. But true harmony comes when you strip away these facades and allow yourself to be seen as you are. In doing so, you find freedom, and in freedom you find peace. This harmony is not a destination to reach, but a practice to cultivate day by day, moment by moment. It is not about perfection, but alignment. And when you are in alignment with yourself, you radiate an authenticity that draws others to you, not because you are striving to be someone else, but because you have embraced who you are. In this embrace, you become whole, a beacon of wisdom, strength, and grace. Rule 2, understand the power of no.to. Understand the power of no is to understand the essence of personal freedom. It is a recognition that your time, energy, and focus are finite, and they must be protected with intention. In a world that constantly pulls at you from the demands of work, family, and society to the subtle pressures of friendships and cultural expectations, saying no becomes not an act of defiance, but one of self-respect. It is a declaration that you value your well-being and purpose enough to preserve them against the forces that might diminish them. Saying no is not about rejection, but clarity. It is the ability to discern between what serves your growth and what distracts from it. Life presents endless opportunities, and many will appear attractive at first glance. Invitations, obligations, and opportunities often come wrapped in the guise of importance, and the temptation to say yes is strong. We are taught from an early age to please others, to avoid confrontation, to be agreeable. But the wise understand that a life lived at the mercy of others' expectations is no life at all. To say yes to everything is to say no to yourself. The power of no lies in its ability to set boundaries, and boundaries are the architecture of a meaningful life. Without them, you are like a ship without a rudder, drifting aimlessly wherever the tide takes you. Boundaries are not walls meant to isolate you from the world, but filters that allow you to choose what aligns with your values and priorities. When you say no, you are asserting that your time and energy are sacred resources, not to be squandered on pursuits that do not resonate with your purpose. But saying no is not always easy. It requires courage, especially in a culture that often equates busyness with worthiness. The fear of disappointing others, of being seen as unkind or selfish, can make us hesitant to refuse. Yet those who understand the power of no realize that true kindness is rooted in honesty. To say yes when you mean no is to create a falsehood, a betrayal of both yourself and the other person. Authenticity requires the strength to stand firm, even when it is uncomfortable. When you learn to wield no wisely, you free yourself to say yes to what truly matters. Every no creates space for rest, creativity, growth, and connection. Imagine your life as a garden, and your attention as water. If you try to water every plant equally, even the weeds, nothing will thrive. But if you selectively nurture what is most important, your garden will flourish. So too will your life blossom when you reserve your energy for what aligns with your deepest values. Understanding the power of no also means embracing the discomfort that may come with it. Others may not always understand your boundaries, and that is okay. You are not responsible for their reactions, only for your truth. A wise no is never delivered with malice or indifference, but with clarity and grace. It acknowledges the request and honors the asker while remaining firm in your resolve. You can decline an invitation without diminishing your relationships, just as you can refuse an obligation without losing your sense of purpose. Saying no is not just a skill, it is a practice. Each time you exercise it, you strengthen your ability to discern, to prioritize, and to protect your peace. Over time, you will find that it becomes less about rejection and more about alignment. You are no longer pushed and pulled by the whims of the world, but guided by your own inner compass. In the end, the power of no is not in its finality, but in the freedom it grants you. It allows you to live intentionally, to give your best to what matters most, and to cultivate a life of meaning and fulfillment. By understanding this power, you reclaim your autonomy and step boldly into the life you were meant to lead. Rule 3, embrace impermanency. To embrace impermanence is to grasp the transient nature of all things, a truth both profound and liberating. Everything you hold dear, everything you fear, and everything you experience is in a constant state of change. The moments of joy and sorrow, the people you love, the struggles you face, none of them are permanent. While this realization can feel unsettling, it is also the doorway to wisdom and peace. When you understand impermanence, you stop clinging to what cannot be held and resisting what cannot be stopped. You begin to flow with life rather than fight against it. Impermanence is woven into the very fabric of existence. Seasons change, the sun rises and sets, and rivers carve paths that shift over time. Nothing in nature resists this flow, yet as humans we often struggle against it. We long to hold on to what is beautiful and avoid what is painful, as though our grasp could somehow freeze time. But trying to hold on to the fleeting is like trying to capture water in your hands. It slips through your fingers no matter how tightly you cling, leaving you with nothing but frustration. The wisdom of impermanence lies in its ability to teach us presence. When you truly understand that every moment is unique and unrepeatable, you begin to treasure it. The laughter of a friend, the warmth of the sun on your skin, the stillness of a quiet morning, these simple moments become sacred when you realize they will not last forever. To embrace impermanence is to see life as it is a series of fleeting but precious experiences that invite you to be fully present. This understanding also liberates you from the grip of fear. Much of human suffering arises from the attempt to avoid change or the fear of losing what we value. But when you accept that change is inevitable, you stop fearing it. The pain of loss is still real, but it no longer paralyzes you because you understand it as part of life's rhythm. You learn to appreciate the beauty of what is while it lasts and to let go gracefully when the time comes. Impermanence also reminds us of resilience. Just as joy is fleeting, so too is sorrow. The challenges you face, no matter how overwhelming they feel, are not eternal. Heartbreak, failure, disappointment, these are not the final chapters of your story, but moments within it. To embrace impermanence is to trust in the cyclical nature of life. Just as winter gives way to spring, dark times eventually yield to light. This perspective does not diminish the pain of struggle, but offers hope and reassurance that it will pass. By embracing impermanence, you cultivate a sense of non-attachment, not to be confused with indifference. Non-attachment does not mean you stop caring, it means you stop clinging. You love fully, knowing that love is richer when it is free of possessiveness. You pursue your dreams with passion, knowing that the journey matters more than the outcome. You engage with life wholeheartedly, not because you can control it, but because you accept its ever-changing nature. This practice also shifts your relationship with time. Instead of living in the past or the future, you root yourself in the present. Regret and worry lose their hold on you because you recognize their futility. The past is unchangeable, the future unknowable. Only this moment is real, and it is enough. Embracing impermanence allows you to savor the now, to find beauty even in its imperfections, and to live with a sense of gratitude. Ultimately, impermanence is not a threat but a gift. It teaches you to let go of what no longer serves you and to make room for what is yet to come. It encourages you to grow, adapt, and evolve. Life is not a static picture, but a dynamic, unfolding masterpiece, and its impermanence is what makes it precious. To embrace this truth is to live with grace, wisdom, and a deep appreciation for the miracle of existence. Rule 4 lift, as you rise, .to lift as you rise, is to understand that success is not a solitary endeavor. It is an acknowledgement that our journeys are not isolated, but interwoven with the lives of others. True greatness is not measured by what you achieve for yourself alone, but by the positive impact you have on those around you. When you rise, you carry with you an opportunity, a responsibility, even to bring others along, to share the wisdom, opportunities, and strength you have cultivated. The act of lifting others begins with a mindset of abundance. Too often we are conditioned to believe that life is a zero-sum game, where someone else's gain must come at our expense. But those who lift as they rise understand that there is more than enough to go around. Knowledge, success, and opportunities multiply when shared. By helping others achieve their goals, you do not diminish your own accomplishments, you amplify them. Collaboration, not competition, becomes the foundation of lasting success. Lifting others is not about grand gestures or monumental sacrifices. It can be as simple as sharing an encouraging word, offering mentorship, or opening a door that was once opened for you. Small acts of kindness and support ripple outward, often in ways you may never fully see. A thoughtful gesture today might inspire someone to reach heights they never imagined, and their success in turn will uplift others. It is a chain reaction of positivity that begins with your choice to give. To lift others, you must first recognize your own privilege and power. Privilege does not necessarily mean wealth or status. It can be as simple as access to knowledge, connections, or resources that others may lack. A smart woman understands that her privilege is not something to hoard, but to leverage for the benefit of others. Sharing your insights, advocating for those without a voice, or using your position to create opportunities are powerful ways to uplift those around you. But lifting as you rise is not just about helping others succeed. It is about creating spaces where they can thrive on their own terms. It requires humility, the ability to step back and allow others to shine. It means resisting the urge to control or dictate their path, trusting instead in their ability to navigate their journey. Empowerment is not about holding someone's hand, but giving them the tools and confidence to forge their way forward. This principle also calls for a deep sense of empathy. To lift others, you must see the world through their eyes, understanding their struggles, aspirations, and fears. Empathy breaks down barriers, fostering connections that transcend differences. It reminds you that while your journey may be unique, the challenges and triumphs of humanity are universal. In these shared experiences lies the power to inspire and uplift one another. However, lifting as you rise does not mean depleting yourself in the process. You cannot pour from an empty cup. To help others effectively, you must first nurture your own well-being. This balance is essential as you ascend. You strengthen yourself so that you can extend a hand without faltering. Lifting others does not require you to diminish your own light. Rather, it invites you to let your light guide and illuminate the way for others. The beauty of lifting as you rise is that it creates a cycle of reciprocity. When you lift others, you are lifted in return. Their successes become your joy, their gratitude fuels your purpose, and their journeys enrich your own. In the act of giving, you receive something far greater, a sense of connection, fulfillment, and legacy. Ultimately, to lift as you rise is to honor the interconnectedness of all life. None of us reaches the summit alone. We are all standing on the shoulders of those who came before us. By lifting others, you extend this tradition, ensuring that the ladder of success is not pulled up behind you, but left in place for others to climb. And in doing so, you transform your personal achievements into a shared triumph, a testament to the power of collective growth. In the intricate tapestry of life, wisdom is not merely in what we know, but in how we choose to live. To follow these four principles is to embrace a path of purpose, authenticity, and connection. To be in harmony with yourself is to align with the truth of who you are, honoring your needs and inner voice. To understand the power of no is to reclaim your energy and direct it toward what truly matters. To embrace impermanence is to find peace in the ever-changing flow of life, cherishing each moment without clinging to its fleeting nature. And to lift as you rise is to recognize that success is not solitary but shared, that our greatest achievements are those that uplift others. Together, these principles form not a rigid doctrine, but a guide, a way to navigate the complexities of life with clarity and grace. They remind us that intelligence is not just about solving problems, but about creating harmony, setting boundaries, embracing change, and fostering growth in ourselves and others. As you walk your path, remember that these truths are not destinations, but practices, cultivated moment by moment. In living them, you create a ripple effect of life that not only fulfills your deepest aspirations, but inspires those around you to rise as well. For in the end, the measure of a smart and meaningful life is not just in what you achieve, but in the harmony, wisdom, and light you bring into the world. Thank you.